So you got paid with a check, and now you have to figure out how to put the money from that check into your pocket.
Heck yeah!
Well, there are multiple ways of doing this, and in this video, I will talk about how to cash a check, how to deposit a check into your account, and what to watch out for because someone may give you a fake check.
A-holes!
So first, let's see what you do if you get paid with a check but don't have a bank account yet. Well, if that is the case, the best thing you can do is to cash the check, meaning that you get the money from that check in cash. You can do this at the bank where the check was issued or at any establishment that offers this service. However, in order to do that, you will most likely have to pay a fee, meaning that you won't get the full amount from the check because they will take a portion of it. Dang. Just recently, I had to cash a $200 check and I had to pay $10.
Rude.
So unless you have no other option, I highly recommend you don't go this route. And always make sure the name on the check matches the name on your ID because you will not be able to cash it otherwise. Now, if you do have a bank account, whether it's checking or savings, you can just either take it to your financial institution in person or you can deposit it using their app if they offer the service. If you go in person, you will probably have to show your ID again, just like you would if you were going to cash it. So always make sure the name on the check matches your ID. I cannot stress this one enough.
Roger that.
Now, if you deposit a check using your financial institution's app, you usually just log in, go to like deposit check and follow the instructions, and they're usually super straightforward. When you deposit a check, in general, whether it's in person or in the app, it will go through a review process because the financial institution has to wait to see if the check clears, meaning that the bank account written on the check is legit and that the person who gave you the check has enough money in their account to pay you. Now, this process is a bit tricky because they don't get told if the check is okay. They only get told when the check is not okay.
That doesn't make any sense.
So pretty much they just sit there waiting for the bad news. And if they haven't heard back from the other institution in a couple of days, then they will release the funds into your account. Now, sometimes they will release the funds early, but if you're not sure if the check is good or not, I recommend that you do not spend that money because if the check turns out to be fake or the person doesn't have enough money in their account to pay you, the check will be rejected and you will have to return that money, plus a bounce check fee in most cases.
That's not fair.
I know, but that's how it works. And you can read more about the check clearing process on the link I left for you under articles. So if you have any reason to believe that the check won't be honored, please do not try to deposit it into your account. Instead, it would probably be best if you go to the financial institution the check was supposedly issued from and talk to the teller about the situation. And don't leave anything out. The teller cannot help protect you if they don't know the whole story. And you can learn a lot about a check just from the backstory alone. Trust me, they've been dealing with this for a long time. So be careful and be super selective of who you accept a check from.
Fine.
And speaking of being careful, next we'll talk about pretty much the only piece of financial advice I grew up getting, which was be careful with credit cards. And not knowing what that meant, I got myself into a lot of trouble because I was never properly taught. So let's get you educated so you don't make the same mistakes I made. You ready? I'll see you there.